On today's video, I'm gonna show you how to create a gorgeous 4th of July wreath for your front door step by step. Keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because we're gonna create a gorgeous floral wreath for your front door with a 4th of July theme. If you are interested, please stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and while you're subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you're notified about all of the upcoming videos. You will not want to miss any of them. All right, you guys, well, let's get started. Okay, so I've already attached this plaque right here. Is very well attached in case there's some wind catching. And then also I'm gonna attach the bow that I showed you how to make on our last video. If you guys don't know how to make this type of bow, there's a tutorial I'm gonna link up right now so you can watch the whole entirety of this video. It's only about 5 minutes to create this gorgeous ribbon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go catty corner from our plaque, and I'm gonna attach my ribbon. Now I wanna make sure that it goes through some of the grapevine. That way it will stay in place without sliding down. So I'm just gonna make sure that my pipe cleaner went down. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this guy right here. All right, so once there are ribbons and our bow, it's right here, we'll flap at the end. So I just wanna make sure that you know that it needs to go cattywampus because we're gonna create something really big and spectacular. So you're gonna cover some of this, but you'll still be able to see it. All right, everyone, so once we attach the bow, it's time to start greening, and for that I'm gonna use some of this green foliage. However, this is pretty long. I have 2, so I'm gonna make 6 out of them. So basically I'm just cutting the longest part and leaving the other 2 by themselves. And I have my trusty hot pan right here, hot glue pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and start right here wherever I wanted to extend it. So that's gonna be as tall as it's going to be. And that side, and then on this side I need to go down, so this is as long as it's going to be. You guys probably won't see how long, but it's okay because it's just greenery, so there's gonna be a lot of florals and a lot of goodies going up here. Then I'm gonna grab the remaining of my floral, and then I'm gonna make sure that I insert right here like this. And as you guys can see, that really helps to cover some of that. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do the exact same thing here. Creating these floral wreaths, it's probably my favorite thing to do. As many of you know, I worked as a florist for many years, and I just love creating floral wreaths because it really creates a statement when you come into the home. And if you wanna create a statement, then your door is the first thing that we have to address. So now I'm gonna go in with some of this palm, and I'm just gonna go ahead, and you guys, if you've seen me do wreaths, you know that what goes up must come down. So we're repeating. And so what I wanna do is I wanna create my greenery base here and my greenery base here so we can insert our flowers. Now when you're doing a greenery base, you have to make sure that you not only go up, but you also go down, because that will help support the florals. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go into the bottom now and create the same thing, making sure that it meets with my greenery right here. And this, all of these florals and greenery came from Shinoda, the Science Center here in San Diego. If you guys see something that you like, then give them a call. I'm not getting paid to promote them, but I just love their variety, and it's a local store, so I really like to support local. All right. And if you guys don't know, our friend Rebecca Robinson shops for her Christmas with them, and that's what we're gonna do this year. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, so I have some of this palm. It's really extending it and creating something really spectacular. But now I'm gonna go in with some of this boxwood, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut them all at once. Like you guys know, if you've been following the channel, you know that I like to cut all of them at once. And I also like to save this thing right here so we can create some ornament picks and some other picks. Now what I like about this boxwood is because it really is gonna give it a lot of texture to my wreath. And like I said, you wanna cover as much as you can from that grapevine. We don't wanna see it, because the more you cover of the grapevine, the more elegant it looks. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same down here. And this could be perfect, just like I like to do a greenery wreath for summer. But of course, we're gonna put a lot of florals on this to make it very spectacular for 4th of July. All right, so once again, what I'm doing is I'm just covering some of that grapevine with greenery so we can insert our flowers. Thumbs up if you guys enjoy wreath making. Leave me the hashtag wreath so I know that you guys want to see more ideas, especially with the holidays coming up. I want to know if you want to see more wreath ideas. I can give you some ideas and you guys can reproduce and change it at your will. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert some of these fern, and I love fern, especially on wreaths. It's probably my favorite greenery. If you guys have not seen my patio makeover, you have to check it out. I'm gonna link it up right now on the screen so you guys can see all the ferns, the live ferns that I had there and I used. It was so much fun. We had a lot of fun creating that space. All right, so I'm gonna add one more up here. Always, always, always make sure they go in the grapevine. And I'm gonna create some other ones over here. This is so pretty so far. And always just make sure that what goes up must come down. So you have to really make sure that even go behind the bow. So that's what I'm gonna do right now with this palm. Now this one's a little long. Don't be afraid to cut them down a little bit to fit the size. I'm gonna go behind the bow and I'm gonna add one right there. So it goes all the way around. And we'll fluff this bow later on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start bringing in the flowers and I'm gonna add some of these hydrangea. These are so pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it and dip it on my glue. What I like about this one is because the stem is very, very thick. So it really helps it secure in place. So we're gonna add one right here. I'm gonna add 4. So I'm gonna do 2 right here by the bow. Then I'm gonna skip a little bit, especially right here. I'm gonna go ahead and dip another one. Then I'm gonna insert right here. Make sure they really stays there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a 4th one up here on the top. And we can always go back and continue to cover some of that grapevine towards the end. So that way it really extends all the way out. And this is looking really good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring some of these really pretty blue hydrangea. I'm gonna cut them short. And so I'm gonna make sure that these start right here at the bow. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip it on my glue. I'm gonna go make sure that sometimes you have to move the greenery back. But I'm gonna start right there with one. Then I'm gonna grab another one. I'm gonna cut it short. Grab these short. I'm gonna give it a bend like this. And I'm gonna go right here where this hydrangea is. Just make sure that it really goes into the grapevine so it sticks. Like this. Oh, that is cute. And then I'm gonna grab one more. I'm gonna cut it right here. And I'm gonna put right here in between these 2 hydrangeas. Make sure you put some glue on it. And also make sure that it goes into the form. All right, you guys, so I have a 3rd one, so I'm gonna cut it short too. And I have to explain something. There's 2 right here, and you know I like to work in sets of 2s, 3s, and 5s. So I'm gonna leave 2 on the top, and I'm gonna come down here, and I'm gonna put yet another one, probably right here to create a set of 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip it into my glue. And I'm gonna decide where I want it. I think I want it to come down from the hydrangea. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I insert like that. I'm gonna lift it up a little bit so you guys can see where that one went. And as you can see, I have 3 and it has a step ladder motion that we want in our design. So I have 2 on the top and 3, and that will give your wreath a lot of balance. Now what I wanna do is I'm gonna add some of these red roses because it is a 4th of July theme. So we wanna make sure that it has the red, the white, and the blue. And I absolutely love these roses. They're so realistic looking and I love them. I just absolutely love them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these guys short like this. And look, this comes already in sets of 3s. So I'm gonna dip that into my glue and I'm gonna open up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and insert that. And then you wanna separate them like that. So I'm gonna add one more of these. And I want to make sure that it goes down like that form, and just insert Make sure it goes into the form like that. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. All right, so then I'm gonna grab this one. It's a little bit longer, and I'm gonna make sure that it comes out back from the hydrangea. Ooh, child, that is moving. All right, dip into your glue. Be generous with your glue. And then I'm gonna insert this one right here. Like that. Oh, that is pretty. So we have our top. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do our bottom. Everything that goes. All right, so we have our top. Now I'm gonna go ahead and execute the bottom. I'm gonna cut right here. I'm gonna put a start right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip this into my glue. I'm gonna open up right here, find my form, just insert like that. And I wanna be generous with these roses because I really want the red to show because it is a red, white, and blue theme. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip this into the glue pen. And I'm gonna find a spot right here. Make sure it goes in like that. And I want one right here. Make sure you get those tacks off. All right, cut right there. I'm gonna insert like that. Just gonna go ahead and add in here. Here. So then I have this really pretty white flower, and I'm gonna go ahead and add. This is gonna be like our wispy or our flyaways. If you guys follow the channel before, you know that I like to do some flyaways. So I'm gonna cut that one short, and then I'm gonna cut another one right here. So I'm making 3 out of this stem, like this. And these are really long and wispy, and what I like about it is because you can play with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip that into my glue, and I'm gonna find a spot right here, and I'm gonna insert this guy, and look at that. Look how much life this gives it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with this one right here. And I'm gonna find a spot right here and just insert this guy. Like that. And then I have a lonely one over here, so we're gonna go ahead and insert this guy right here. And look at that. Oh, that is so gorgeous. I have one more of those over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. I'm gonna cut it in 3. All right, so I'm gonna start with this one that is just one, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in my glue. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there. Then this one has 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy right up here. I'm gonna dip it and insert this guy right there like that. Then I have this one with 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this guy right here. This could also be done with fresh flowers. If you guys are into fresh flowers, you could use the exact same design, but with fresh, and it will look the same. Look how pretty that is. All right, so then I have some of this viburnum that I'm gonna go ahead and cut and add to it. Now this I'm gonna use spray individually, so I'm gonna cut every single flower out. Well, I'm gonna leave that as 2. No, actually I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut them all about the same length. So basically you have all these viburnum blooms, and that's really gonna help us to fill in. Like right here, I feel like it needs something. We're gonna add a viburnum. All right, here in the middle, we need something. So I'm gonna add a viburnum, hanging out like that. And always remember to go on the inside of your wreaths like this. Like that. Look how gorgeous this is, my goodness. This could also be really pretty for a wedding. Now at this point, it's really good if you step backward from it and then inspect it, because when you're so close to it, you might not see where you need flowers, but once you step away from it, you can see where you should add some, like that. Look how gorgeous this is. Oh my goodness. All right, everyone, so far I think it's looking really good, but I do have this last bundle of mixed greens, and what I like about these ones because you can literally just pull them apart like this, and we're gonna use every single piece on it because I think they add so much more character and quality to your wreath, and well, I absolutely love them. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this really short, and look, you just give them a little bit like this, make them look a little bit more natural. You dip into your glue, and you open up right here, and this is going to really add a lot of texture to it. Look at this guy right here. This is so pretty. So cut a little bit shorter. Look how it dangles. It's so real looking. So I feel like this needs to come out of here. I'm gonna dip. Look for a place to put that fern. Look at that. How pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more and we're basically about done with this wreath. I think it turned out so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the door and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, well, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you enjoy how this turned out. I cannot wait to show you what's next, so be sure to come back. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for future decorating and DIY ideas. I cannot wait to share what's next with you. If you have not seen the patio transformation, I'm gonna link it up, or you can watch more videos right now. Thank you, and until next time, bye.